I'm the nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to. Paul Giamatti is one of our greatest living actors. And the Rhino from Amazing Spider-Man 2. And this blue guy who tormented Malcolm in the Middle. We're talking about that one. In 2002, a couple of rising stars were on the rise. Frankie Muniz being Malcolm from Malcolm in the Middle, and Paul Giamatti being that guy I knew was good but I never bothered to learn his name until after I saw him in Sideways. Yeah, you all did, don't lie. So Universal said these two must be in a film together. The screen demands it. Oh, and fit Amanda Bynes in there because she's something for a minute too. And thus we got Big Fat Liar, an adequately passable hit. Though past my time when it came out, there's a lot of kids who grew up with this movie and seem to remember it with fond memories. Well, I'll be the judge of what you remember fondly. It's time to take a look at this film and see if it holds up to the okay praises that have been projected onto it. Let's see the film that actually landed Paul Giamatti the role of John Adams. I'm actually giving a minute to see how many of you guys are looking that up to see if that's true. This is Big Fat Liar. We open with a typical 2000 song that once again sounds like an old smoking woman has something in her throat. Come on, and tell me why you're staring. I don't know, I can't hack it up. God, music sucked back then. As Frankie Muniz plays a boy named Jason who gets tripped by some bullies. Those two give a look like those fingers have been up them. Yeah, they've been up them. They steal his skateboard, which means he's late to school and therefore gets locked out? How exactly does this work? When we used to screw up, we were punished by being kept there, not by being kept out. He gets the attention of his friend Kaylee, played by Amanda Bynes, who makes a distraction in class while he sneaks in.
You looked a little flushed. I was just creating a cross draft.
Why don't you read us your story?
You know what? Let's give someone else a chance.
You did do it, didn't you?
Like how you did Thomas Hayne Church in Sideways, another Paul Giamatti film you were in! Okay, that joke was much more underdeveloped than I thought. It's a work in progress. Muniz tells a big lie about why he was late and dares her to call his dad to verify.
You are lying through your teeth, you little demon.
Call my dad if you want.
I think I will.
Let me just abandon the class for what I could easily do later. Kids, educate yourselves!
Hello?
He gives her his number, of course, and pretends to be his father.
I said, back off, Grim Reaper. I ain't done living yet.
Our education dollars at work as she apparently falls for a kid mid-voice crack as an adult man.
You just take your time handing in that assignment. Thank you.
Okay, what did those later seasons of Grey's Anatomy do to you? That was stupid! Beyond stupid! Hello? Why, yes. Oh, I'll ask right now. Is there a Seymour Buts here? A Seymour Wait a minute. To her credit, she does follow up and calls the parents in to catch him in his lie. He's required to write a fictional story and hand it in or else he'll go to summer school. He gets a burst of inspiration though and writes a story called Big Fat Liar. It must be a political thriller. However, he crashes into a limo on the way to drop it off.
What's going on here?
I need a ride.
What, am I running a taxi service?
If I did, I wouldn't have made that wrong turn into Downtown Abbey Season 4. That was a weird detour. Why was I there? Giamatti plays Marty Wolf, a Hollywood producer who's made some stinkers in the last few years.
You have made some stinkers in the last few years.
Yeah, well, everyone has a dry spell, Ebert.
I get good reviews by dropping critic names in my movies, though. Ah.
All it takes is one hit to get you back on top.
Yeah, that's what I'm counting on with this story I'm handing in.
Oh, really? Why don't you tell me more about that?
Even for a self-centered jerk, that's a weird move. That's like showing someone you don't care by saying, tell me more about your story. Pie! Giamatti actually shares some tips on how to be a better liar because, you know, he's from Hollywood, as he drops him off at the school.
Now get out! I got a movie to produce!
Sorry, I just did 2 movies with Jim Carrey. He's still rubbing off on me. Muniz drops his paper though, and Giamatti reads it in the car. Cutting to the next logical scene, Steve Urkel talking to a chicken as a cop.
Shut the heck up! You talk way too much!
Okay, I'll bite. How does this happen? Oh, it's a movie set Giamatti is on. Well, that's your first big mistake. All I'm gonna be thinking about throughout the rest of the movie is what the hell was that goddamn Urkel chicken movie about? Giamatti doesn't get on with his big star as you're still trying to figure out the plot to it, aren't you? I am! Giamatti doesn't get along with his big star as he keeps calling him Urkel.
I did not tell you to stop acting, Urkel. Wolf, how many times have I told you not to call me Urkel?
Call me Sonic! Sonic! I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love Jaleel White in this role. It's brief, but it's pretty goddamn funny.
I'm getting nothing from the chicken, that's the problem, okay? He just sits there with his head all slumped over. I have absolutely no idea what my motivation is.
I get more motivation acting in Scooby-Doo, and guess who? 2019, look it up. Meanwhile, it looks like Muñoz doesn't get his paper in, so he's sent to summer school. Taught by a wide-angle lens with a guy stuck in it.
W-I-L-Y.
This looks like a 90s commercial before the product is shown. You know, the part where adults don't understand? Muñoz goes to a movie theater and sees a trailer for the story he wrote. He's so angry, he literally floats out of his seat.
The big, fat liar.
They float, Frankie. They all float! I guess this is clever, but all I can think about is some moviegoers feeling Frankie Muniz junk creep up on her head. Whoa, hey, I'm sorry, you just got in the way of my symbolic gesture. What do you mean you've heard that one before? He tells his folks about the idea being stolen, but they don't believe him because of all his lying in the past. He goes to Kaylee, who's busy tutoring the bully who took his skateboard.
Bet you wish you still had your skateboard, huh, Shepard?
Let's see. Fully developed brain, skateboard. I think I'll take the brain.
But I have your skateboard.
That is some of the most perfectly written dialogue ever. It's perfect. I just wanted to point that out. He asks Kaylee to come with him to LA to get revenge, but she has to stay with her senile grandma. So they send in the bully dressed as her as they promise to do all his summer school homework.
It's just Kaylee, Grandma.
Can't be Kaylee. You grown so tall.
They do very little to make him seem like anyone else, and it's kind of amazing.
I'm benching like 220, 230.
Oh, good for you.
It takes a lot of work to be that lazy. I salute your creativity of bullshit. They make it to LA and come across Turk from Scrubs as a limo driver.
Hi, I'm Mr. Stroop.
Just you're kind of young to be the biggest fur coat distributor of the Midwest, you know?
It's a family business.
Okay.
I wonder if this is how I lost the other every job I ever had. But this isn't an LA movie without limo ceilings opening up and fisheye lenses of palm trees. Oh, and did Universal make this? Wizard that shit!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Ron, your driver, and I am Arthur, your tour guide.
But will they play Ninja Gaiden? Hi! So they get out of the bus and try to find Giamatti's office. What the hell's going on here? Either that extra is trolling us or he was given very strange direction. Don't we have enough weird chicken shit in this movie? Don't smile at that. Uma Thurman was wedding in one of those for Batman and Robin. That should have been burned for so many reasons! They locate his office, but have to find a way to sneak in.
No, okay.
Bet you didn't know he was on the debate team. They call the secretary from a different phone and quite cruelly say she parked her car on a dog.
Listen for yourself.
Don't die.
I always give credit to movies that show kids for the real assholes they are. Oh, your grandma also died saving 5 kittens from a fire. The kittens are also dead. Muñoz sneaks into his office and demands him to call his dad to admit he stole his homework. He lights the story on fire though and admits he's never gonna confess to stealing it.
It's a dog-eat-dog town. We play by our own rules.
In the industry, we call this the Carlos Mencia.
You asked for it! You asked for it!
Muñoz is thrown out of the office, but that doesn't stop him, for he steals his, I don't know, Newton eye shit. I only know it from that Simpson joke. And they look up his schedule. They find a prop room to lay low and give him some credit. They actually do have props and costumes from actual movies. Even if they are just the bad ones. Ooh, that's the suit from the shitty Grinch. Ooh, that's the puppet from the shitty Jurassic Park. Ooh, that's Clifford's dick. I don't know them all. They have fun messing around and even discover the sodas are free from the machine.
What's with the Cokes?
The machine, it's rigged. They're free. They're free.
Out for vengeance, incredibly awkward and hyped up on coke. Now you'll blend in as someone from Hollywood. So they call Turk to pick them up, even though he finally puts together what's going on.
I got some R-rated dialogue for you, but I'm gonna keep it PG. I'm gonna keep it PG.
Though technically that means I can use the F word once, and by God, I'm gonna exploit that loophole! He finds out, though, they're after Marty Wolf, who ruined his career as an actor, and not just because he was in Skyline, though that is reason enough. And he wants in on the revenge. They spend the day stalking him to get down his everyday routine, including his meeting with the director played by John Chow.
Birds!
descending from the heavens like winged messengers from above, beckoning.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Confucius say easy does it, Skippy.
Oh, you did not just Confucius me. You know, Confucius has a saying about that. And damn! They grab a bunch of props and costumes to sabotage his day, but by looking how he gets up in the morning, it kind of seems like he'll sabotage himself at some point.
It's showtime, Mr. Funnybones. You cute little monkey, you.
Took his training from Planet of the Apes very seriously. They pour blue dye into his pool and Home Alone all his stuff while he swims. Well, if Sean Young can dress up like Catwoman to try and force a recast, I can dress up like David Cross to try and be on Arrested Development! Actually, maybe that's not such a good idea. Oh yeah, those 5 steps you took from the car totally warranted a slow-mo dissolve reverse dubstep. Boy!
You're gonna have to cancel the meeting and get one of the makeup chicks to meet me at the office.
He looks like Queer Eye for the straight Grover. Primary colors are always funny for some reason.
I'm all over it.
They send Wolf to the wrong house though, and he interrupts a kid's birthday party who confuse him for a clown.
It's the clown! Let's part up!
Excuse me, senorita.
Again, embracing asshole children. It's even better when the adults start attacking the kids.
Come on, Four Eyes Hat!
What can men do against such reckless hate?
He escapes though, only to find his car has been tampered with and every button does the opposite of what he wants.
Hey, Marty, I like your new coloring. It works for you.
You did this?
Yep, and it can end anytime. All I have to do is make one phone call to my dad.
Oh, and also if you ever want to see your 5-year-old son again, you'll do as we say. Oh yeah, we play dark. He accidentally crashes into a Street Fighter character who gets pissed off and runs his car over.
They told me to pick up a little blue car. They didn't say anything about a little blue man.
Well, that's my line. I said it and I'm proud. He has to cancel his big meeting and show up to the premiere of that Urkel Chicken movie. No, the other one. I agree, it's strange that there's 2.
Ready to end this?
He's looking like an Andy Warhol painting of the Joker. Joaquin Phoenix should take notes.
Oh, kid, you have no idea who you are dealing with.
Do you know how many kids I've buried? I'm not talking about careers, I'm talking dirt and shovels. LA, baby! The after party brings out all sorts of former child actors to say that the film they saw was total trash.
For example, when you did Saved by the Bell, quality, okay? I mean, you know, substance.
Worst film in the world.
Wow, that is bad when Screech is dumping on your film. His resume has this on it. The movie is so bad that the studio president is pulling funding on Big Fat Liar. So they had a trailer before they even shot a movie? Oh, who am I kidding? Sometimes a movie's not even finished by the time it's released. The president gives him one more chance as he says he has a big secret about the film.
What is this big presentation you're giving about the movie?
I have no idea!
Ooh, sounds like the final production meeting for Fan 4 Stick. Muniz says he can help though as he feeds him info through an earpiece. But Wolf decides to go it alone and wins the crowd over, including the president. He of course doesn't call Muniz's dad though and has them arrested by security who plan to send them home.
You're Jason Shepard. You can get out of anything.
Dad, it's Jason. I haven't been totally honest about what I've been up to the last couple days.
Oh, that's right. It's the 3rd act and this is still an early 2000s movie. We failed, everybody. Totally didn't work. We really didn't make it. Gonna spend a lot of time making you think this was all for nothing.
You guys up for one last fight?
It's payback time.
Or, not a lot of time, God bless you. Yeah, they have that bullshit in there, but it is quick. So, here's your pass. It looks like Wolf's assistant is tired of being kicked around by him, and so are all the people who ever came in contact with him. So they put together a plan to get him back on the first day of shooting the film.
Don't I know you?
Yeah, you do. I'm Frank Jackson. I was your driver last year until you fired me.
Fabulous!
I love the way he perks up when he sees someone whose life he's ruined.
Boy, the acting career must really be taking off. Bravo, Brando.
Now drive me to where I need to be, person who has my life in his hands. The car seems to break down, but Jaleel White shows up, seemingly to give him a ride. It seems like he's such a crazy driver, though, that Giamatti drops out of his car. You're underrated, and I hope the best for you! Wow, it is really hard to say anything bad about him. But the craziness isn't done yet, as a helicopter with a stunt coordinator picks him up but says the copter is gonna crash, so they have to jump.
and the wolf have left the building.
Hey, how much is it costing us to essentially lose our jobs? Oh well, who cares? He's gonna feel so silly.
Hey, Wolf.
He lands on a Western set where he comes across Muñoz, who's in possession of his toy. I feel like I missed a page of script. How do we get to this point?
Give me back my monkey.
Come and get him.
He chases him down to get his monkey. Again, really wish I saw that page. And they ride through a bunch of movie sets because it was really cool when Pee-wee did it. Oh my god, are they doing a sequel to Batman Returns? An actual sequel? Wolf catches up with him though to get his toy.
Monkey.
No! So, you admit you stole my story?
Yeah, I stole your story. I stole Jason Shepard's paper and turned it into a big fat liar!
I want to just repeat that because I'm sure nobody is listening. I stole it! Of course it's recorded and he's exploited for the big fat liar that he is. Okay, this is an origin story for a Batman villain, right?
I am gonna get you, Shepard!
Muñoz jumps off the building into a giant pillow where his parents saw the whole thing. Look, this movie even got made with Turk as the star. Yeah, I started calling him Jaleel White, but he's still Turk to me. Oh, I apologize, I forgot you were there. You may go now. Muñoz gets the credit he deserves and Giamatti gets a job as, what else? A clown at, where else? The kids' party of the Street Fighter character.
Oh my god! Show me nutcracker.
Still more dignified than Turbo. And that was Big Fat Liar, and it was big fat fun. The characters are all pretty likable and funny. It doesn't make much sense, but it establishes it's an environment where it doesn't really have to. It's like a high-budget, well-written Disney Channel movie, except there's less focus on emotion and more on jokes. But the jokes do usually work, and there's just enough emotion as the kid doesn't want any money for the idea, he just wants his credibility returned. That's such a silly thing in many respects, but it's definitely a kid thing to do too. And maybe that's the best way I can describe it. Silly, but for kids. With even a few good laughs thrown in for adults. It's nothing great, but it's just the right amount of goofy for me. I'm a nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.